Alright guys, we are doing a Q&A video. I am very interested to see how this will go. So to all my fans, thank you for your submissions. Before we get to the first question all the way to the 6th, please subscribe and like, and let's get started. Alright, starting off with something I didn't expect, a banger. So, thank you Noahzilla for this question. This question is quick question. If you had a girlfriend, what would she look like to you? I'm gonna be extremely honest, Noahzilla. I have absolutely no clue, so I can't really answer that. What I can answer though is I can answer like if it's in fiction, like if it's a cartoon. So if it was like based on cartoons, maybe like something like Ruby Gilman. Like I feel like that would look pretty cute. I just like basically how like if it's a cartoon, like I'd say something like Ruby Gilman's quite cute. Like if I had to choose a cartoon, then why not? I guess Ruby Gilman, because who else would I pick? But yeah, that's all I have to say really. Thanks for the question. Alright, so thank you, Mikey Herbert, for this question, which is very interesting. Did you grow up with Blaze and the Monster Machines? I grew up with Thomas and Friends. That is childhood's own, like that is Thomas and Friends was a childhood of mine. I always watched it. Back then I loved everything about it, but now I only really like the model series. The model series is good. The later series are a bit cringe now that I look back at it. The model series are amazing though. I can tell you though, I did actually grow up with Blaze and the Monster Machines a couple of times. Like I remember like around 2014 maybe. I was in my childhood times and I did watch a bit of Blaze and the Monster Machines. Alright, thank you Shadow Final War Goji Shadow Goji Final War for this question. So, who inspired you to edit is a question I actually really love. Thanks for thinking about that one. So, I started watching edits back in 2022, and that was around the time the first ever editor that not only inspired me, but the first editor I ever watched was Jurassic Loke. Like, that's what his name used to be. It used to be Jurassic Loke, and then it got changed to Nudged or something like that. I don't really know how to pronounce it. But yeah, search up his channel. He's got good edits. He was the one that inspired me to do YouTube. Not YouTube. He was the one that inspired me to do edits. He was really good, in my opinion. I really liked his edits. However, for Godzilla editors, I would say if I had to pick a Godzilla editor, I would probably go with Killer G. I remember back around early 2023, I would always watch Killer G edits. They were really good. Yeah, if you don't know who Killer G is, so yeah, again, you can search up that channel. It's simply just the word killer and then G at the back. But yeah, both really good editors. They're probably, like, when it comes to nostalgia and overall consistency, Nudge Door and Killer G are my two favourites. Question 2 is the worst Godzilla villain. Don't really have a least favourite, not gonna lie. If I had to choose, I guess the Giant Condor. Like, the Giant Condor was nothing really. Like, not even a villain, actually. What am I saying right now? They weren't a villain. I can say my least favourite Monsterverse villain was definitely, probably Mechagodzilla, since, like, he's really cool, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't got any of the cool abilities they did in Toho, and he's kind of overrated. Like, obviously that may sound debatable, but his strength is way too overrated. Like, he's not that powerful. Like, I can't say a favourite villain overall. I can't even comprehend all the villains in my head. But yeah, if it's a Monsterverse villain, I feel like Mechagodzilla's a bit overrated. Like, not gonna lie, the Mutos as well, but I will admit they had a really cool concept of destroying Godzilla's kind and making Godzilla the last one, besides Doge. So yeah, Mutos something. So is Mecha, but he's a bit overrated. I'm very sorry, Mechagodzilla, I still love you. And lastly, who's the weakest Simonverse kaiju? This one I'm really interested in, so I'm just gonna lower it down. I'm gonna make it so that it's like out of all the Godzillas, not like every kaiju in the Simonverse, just like the main Godzillas. Which yeah, Mikey's the weakest. I'm very sorry, but Mikey is definitely the weakest Godzilla. Like, He's still pretty strong, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely the weakest of the Godzillas. Like, if I had to make the list of weakest to strongest for Simonverse Godzillas, it would go 1, Cade, not gonna lie, Cade's very powerful. 2, Sarah. 3, Simon. 4, Earl. Well, no, actually, no, 4 is a tie between me, which is Tom, and Earl. 5 is Omar. 6 is Noah. 7 is Mikey. And any more? I guess we could count Raditya the Zebzilla as well, like maybe somewhere around Omar's rating. And we've also got Snick and Chippy, but I actually don't know much about Snick and Chippy, so maybe I'll give them a rating at some point. But yeah, and we've also got Eva, but I'm not gonna lie, I do not know much about Eva at all. I kind of just like generally being honest, I've seen a scene pack for Eva. I've seen Eva in stories. I don't know much Eva feats though. Like, I haven't really paid attention to that since. Like, Eva's one of the ones I don't know that much. And we've also got Ruby Gilman. Actually no, Earl and Tom would be in 5th place while Ruby Gilman would be in 4th. But Ruby's a Kraken, not a Godzilla. So, this is a Kung Fu Panda related question by Shingoji2024. Thanks for the question, and the answer is, I think Ki Pa would win. Like, Kai is, like, very strong. Like, bro managed to, like, he literally got smacked in the head with a barrel and he had no reaction. He's also very good with his Kung Fu and all that stuff. But, like, Ki Pa's literally a dragon. Like, how can that not be, like, weak? And yeah, I gotta admit, it's very close though. Like, both are very powerful. Probably 2 of the stronger ones. So Ki Pa is basically a dragon. And yeah, Ki Pa is just very powerful. And I haven't seen Ki Pa in a while, so I actually can't name any feats. But I do remember Ki Pa at least being stronger than Kai the Collector. Well, in terms of strength and all the combat and stuff, then Kai the Collector. In terms of speed, intelligence, durability, that all goes to Ki Pa. But yeah, very interesting question. Like, so Kai is still strong, but he can't beat Ki Pa, to be honest. We got a nice big question right here. So I actually just mentioned all of, like, my opinion on all the kaijus earlier in Final Wars Goji's question. But yeah, so I've already described the list of who I'd think would win between all the ones you've mentioned. So out of all the ones you've mentioned, Simon would win. And then, yeah. So I've already made the list on who I think would win in order, but yeah, I definitely think Simon would win this battle. It'd be very close though, like, in terms of strength and all that stuff, and experience, leadership, that all goes to Simon. Combat goes to Earl. All the speed and intelligence related stuff goes to Ruby. Snick probably gets stuff like weapons, since you see Snick's got wings and all those cool looking abilities. Don't know much about Snick, but looks like he would be the Godzilla to win abilities. Noah's got probably like versatility, dexterity, lifting strength. Noah's got great lifting strength. And I win experience, since I've been in the novel, I've been slaved by Scar King for many years. I win power, hacks, all the power related stuff. And I've also got a lot of XP, so I'd say I win that too. The final question of the Q&A. So thank you, Earl Legendary Zillagacha. So, it's a battle of the lovebirds. Okay. Earl and Chelsea versus Simon and Eva. So, unfortunately, like I said earlier, I do not know much about Eva. I'm just going to completely be honest there. So, I'll just describe Eva as a Godzilla. So, we're going to kind of lay off Eva a bit and think of the others. Earl versus Simon. Simon would win high diff. And Chelsea would actually bring a lot of help to Earl. And I'm not saying Eva would do nothing for Simon. He would probably still do well. But I feel like Eva is around the level of Omar and Noah, if I'm correct. Because I don't see much impressive Eva feats. If I'm wrong, comment down below. I don't know much about Eva, like I just said. But yeah, I'd say Simon and Eva win anyways, because Simon kind of carries the verse, besides Cade and Sarah. Earl and Chelsea are still very strong, though. It would be very difficult. If you overall put them all together, it would be with very extreme difficulty. It's a very close match. Anyways, I really enjoyed doing this Q&A, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.